Greetings, this is Freenet Rudimentia, and I welcome you to my recap of An Ancient Flame, the 75th episode of Critical Role Campaign 3 Song of the Bells Hells. This, according to the what I saw from Wiki stuff, is the final episode of what they describe as the third arc uh, of the campaign, Separation and Exploration. As we enter the episode, we the cast greets us, and we're introduced to the first ad, NordVPN, and Sam claims he's not going to do anything. He's just going to read off their special things, but he does do a song with a big piano in the background, so not fully there. And he also tries to give apologies for all the ads while it's still in song. In what appears to I forget those shiny like small disc things on a jacket. I think they're you would call it a sequined jacket. So he's going to give it 90%. We give it 100%, but he'd be too spent after that. After which there is their ads for a new card game on Dungeon Press called Caper Cards. Mighty Bell's Hells. I think I've heard of Caper Cards before, so I'm not sure. I don't think they're original them, but it could be. However, they got this at least, very least a Bell's Hells version where they try to perform a heist without getting a score over 21. It then enters to the intro, as you can see on the screen, and 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 then the recap. How they after going to the Shartif, visiting Girana, they go and meet with the tree of Venturier, the tree of apathy, 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 and whatever, and are and after it tells them of possible destinies and reveals that they are being watched, and they notice and with which case they notice a crime orb. It then dispels and then opens a portal to a snowy mountainside near the peak, and that's where we where we find ourselves now. The lighting, there is like the lighting of things gives like white dots, giving the illusion of snowfall in in the studio. They notice this the previous episode, that there is a spot where there is no snow around this, and they further notice now that there is toward the middle of that there is this cavern, a crack, some sort of cavern. It's a it's 150 to 200 feet away, up a fairly steep fairly steep cliff with use of engines, uh, fly spell, and a movable rod with some rope. Uh, they may they managed to ascend this and enter the it is it starts with Imogen and Orem going up there with one, and this curve stuff is like 4 feet tall. So while Orem is fairly comfortable with it, Imogen has to crouch down stuff. Crouch down. Oh wait, excuse me. I seem to have missed something for.
Oh wait, I thought we had to go down.
Yeah, up.
Oh,
We could just
no.
jump in there.
Oh no, is this it? Is this it? Let me help. Better?
No, that is better actually.
Released it on, didn't it? Yeah, it's okay.
Nerves, you know.
Do you want to send pate?
Anyway, they fly. Adrian and Orm then fly up and go to the ground. There is warm air coming from inside it, and Lana immediately goes to spider climb, learning her lesson from the rope that from trying to tightrope walk across the river, or tightrope run across the river, I should say. The rest do a group athletics check, I think. Fern actually gets a natural one, but the others have enough success to offset it, so though she does cause the rope to sway because of it. Great lot. This they get in. Most the taller members of the party, which is basically everyone but Orem and Chetney are all crouched. F.C.G, while still not very tall, they do have him, as they say, lower his hydraulics, so he's a little bit more stouter now for this duration. And they head through this cramped cavern hallway till they come to a part where it seems to be partly lower and stuff, ground stuff, and they can't really tell initially whether or not this thing is slightly collapsed intentionally or not, but below this there is a small hole, as they call it, a small splunking hole. They do kind of see that because of the exact position, they do gather that it may be a intentional L collapses, and they now it's for in some areas where this deep hole there it gets tight will be get tight for some, especially like someone like F.C.G who has like a kind of wider head. They do remember that they do have the uh, flick shimmer oil, which will help them may probably help them squeeze through the tight places. After a while, they're trying to figure out all that stuff, and then they remember, and there were ones like perhaps Fern may have and Lana may have Joe. Then they remember, though they Lana could use Spire Climb potentially to help. Then they remember, they suddenly remember, oh yeah, Fern has Wild Shape, and she turns into a bat, which will also be good for because of the blind sight it has. Yeah. She specifically turns into what they describe as a snowy bat, maybe like whitish coloration or so. And I believe the order is Orm goes down first, being the smaller and more acrobatic of the group. Then F.C.G, who in case they have a problem, they could deal. Then Imogen and Fern, as a bat, can sort of go past any of them, so her position changes. I forget the rest. And this is like in ascending order, or as they go as a, so. And I'm a little fuzzy about how to describe here. Like, I'm guessing I feel like some proportions may be off or something, or maybe I'm just not understanding this. But they find a spot where where this Splunk tunnel or hole stops. It's they find yeah, it's blocked by a smooth and stuff. Uh, Very different texture from the walls around it. Eventually, after fit it, they try to pick it. They discover like a screen of sitting off and discover her and manage to pick out and discover that it was a skull, something orcish. Maybe that explains the size. Stuff that it took fog away. And below it, they can hear this. I guess it maybe not fully blocking the way, like it's doesn't like completely seal off the passage, but but it's like in the center and it blocks it off. They didn't explain, but as they look up, they hear something crash down, so they assume that there was actual the rest of the building was but is now dislodged. Uh, I think they state that Fern is slightly claustrophobic. It's in this, and though they remind her that she can relax, she's very small, so she's there's not it's not for a second it's not as tight as it would be normally. Uh, it's a tight fit for especially for F.C.G with the his white head stuff going down. I think he's going down head first. Well, because if he gets stuck, it's going to be by his head, and the others could probably have better chance like pulling him out. Then they have a discussion about certain hops.
Why are your teeth still on the table?
Oh,
Oh, come on.
You should put them on
should I put him back
Yeah,
in?
put it in.
Oh.
Just wear the rest of the game.
so weird.
I hate it so
It's a nice picture.
much. Don't put him back.
Go away.
No.
Can I wear it? Oh, God.
Ew.
Vanish it.
So the rest of you trying to track.
Uh, uh, I think they find some coins somewhere lodged. Uh, as I said, after you're going head first, Imogen temporarily gets stuck by her ankle stuff, and they're trying to make sure she's trying to get out without breaking her ankle. Eventually, she just like slips her like boot her foot out of her boot to the, and then as she goes down, removes the boot now that it's no longer full of foot. Uh, so first she actually tries using a little electricity to break up the rock around her foot. Like unfortunately, well, actually it gets pretty easily grounded into the sides. Then they get to a point where F.C.G gets stuck.
Line sight for 60 feet.
You do, but you flew up out of the cavern to get to Imogen.
That's
We're
right.
clogging the hole.
Oh wait, yeah, that's right. They find a new cavern, like the cylindrical place, uh, where thing like 20 feet tall, 10 feet wide or something. I forget the exact dimensions. Yeah, that's where they find the coins and eh, part of the remains of the skeleton that got dislodged, as well as other skeletons. Arms. Fern went down ahead because she still smelled all out the bat and checked it out.
So
Smart.
no worries. You get about 15 feet down before you get wedged once more, and as you're like starting to panic, suddenly
F.C.G, why aren't you going?
she kicks you, and
Where's she going?
between your 23, which is pretty dang good, and your 8, you kick him the rest of the way through, and you kind of like a blockage upset.
No.
Orem, as you're looking down, all of a sudden, light begins to filter in from behind you.
Oh, I hear this coming.
As you hear the absolute metal on rock chaos. Make a dexterity saving throw.
I will. No, I'll just take it. It's an 8. I roll real low.
And I want you to make a strength
I
saving
want
throw.
this to happen. Saving throw?
Yes.
I want
4.
to make
I have
You
a
did this
feature.
every time.
I could re-roll. I could add to this, but this is better.
Okay. As you sit there waiting, you hear the shout of F.C.G get louder, the impacts of stone and falling metal squeaking, and there's just not enough time. You just sigh in the quiet as, like a bullet out of a gun, F.C.G smacks in the back of you, and both of you go rocketing out into a small, like cylindrical chamber and fall about 20 or so feet.
Oh no!
You both take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as you F.C.G lands on top of you, Orem.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Lift your wheel from my gooch. I'll spin it to try to get some leverage up.
And you do. It's about a 20, 25 foot cylinder. It's like at an angle. It's about 8 to 10 feet in.
Okay. They do find get more souls off. They find also a lot of burnt and melted materials around. They've noticed this before. While they can sort of feel the heat, there's no, especially Orm and Che, they don't smell any sulfurous things, which you usually get around volcanic. And on the ground below, they can sort of make out some arrhythmic vibrations from. They notice on one skeleton, and that one on the skeletons, well, other things have druid stuff like burnt and melted away. One has an intact brass a ring on its finger, like brass it's engraved and stuff. And since it's one of the few things that's intact, they kind of assume that it is magic. Though they due to FG's current loadout, they cannot identify it right now. They can. I forget how they use it detect it, but they can detect a faint aura of magic on the ground. And after they notice, and there's kind of debate on like what says that the walls of this are of granite, but the floor is of a different stone substance, something more uh, porous. Uh, they this determine what they want to do. Like they think they could that F.C.G could use. I think it's F.C.G. Yeah. They. I think that Olgaza could. Well, actually, the rest I think are still up in the tunnels coming down. The F.C.G just thinks he could use his stone-shaped sword to dig down and try to find an opening thing. And a lot. And Imogen is a little worried that that they might activate like this, cause the whole plate chamber to be filled with lava. They go down. Clearly, I'm not thinking of Minecraft rules. That's my own insight. Hmm. They decide to go try it, risk it anyway, because it'd be more likely if the ground they were on was the stuff that was more granite. I think that, and they just also think that they do have the staff of Dark Aussie, so and as I say, they could if something goes wrong, they could teleport back up the passage, and they could all just escape out the hole they were just coming down. And
Open up a hole and lava might shoot out. We don't know, but
yeah,
just get ready.
I imagine us
it's
saying
annoying when you
FCG
don't
hears us
see the
turning to Ashton Chetty going, they're about to
time mark.
open up a fucking hole filled with lava, and then it cuts off.
I'm so glad we didn't go down. Yeah, it checks out.
I'm gonna perch on.
Yeah. Oh wait, there's like four of them. That I forgot. Fern was also down there. Anyway. Anyway, FJ casts his stone shift out and manages to burrow out like a 40 foot hole, a 4 foot hole down, 4 feet down, and then he reaches where he still should. It creates an opening, and below there is this orange light. I guess Minecraft rules do work in here, as they do discover uh, lava. Thankfully, the opening is just they didn't quite fall in below. And they see below there is in fact a well, they always refer to it as lava. I think technically since they're in a cave and underground, even though it's kind of fuzzy about the descriptions, I think this is technically considered magma because it's not on the surface. So considering there's an open air passage to the top, I'm not sure what the rules are. I'm going to refer to it as magma though. Anyway, there's this pool, like a pool of lava, 25 to 30 feet 5 to 30 feet wide, and Oh, it's glow. There are if they notice, they can notice these glowing creatures. There's like coming like within the chamber on the sides. Which are there's like next to the pools there around it. There's like 15 feet of like a shore, and around it they can see these tiny imp-like creatures like. Creatures.
Send another message up to them and let them know we're gonna go through a tiny hole into a lake of lava now.
Good news! Lava didn't kill us. It's down below us. We're gonna fly down and land near it.
Wait, what? Are you absolutely insane? Why don't you wait till we get there?
She said we should wait for them. Well, she said she's mad. She's
All right.
mad.
I think we should wait for them.
Okay. Well, come on down then.
Okay. All right. Come on down.
But
I imagine
she's
once
got feather
again.
fall.
Just hear me talking to Ash and Chetty
Although
going,
we can't change
you would
direction
not
of feather
believe
fall.
what
It's
they
fall
are
right
doing.
into the lake.
No, but if we jump at an angle.
Yeah, but if all of us get into this chamber, we've already weakened the ground. It might just collapse. The most of people I can make fly is 3.
I could, in addition to using stone shape to widen the hole, I could make a stone shape that is a water slide. That's sort of we like shoot out that.
They're trying to get down. Lana has dislocated a lot of things, and I think at one point Chetty has to go to her and relocate things she's forgotten to put back. She's dislocated. Lancing. And it is at this point we see Sam's camp for the day. Are you there, gods? It's me, Pete. They can hear the creatures like make these chanting noises and stuff, and it's not like a language any of them recognizes. Uh, they get down, and Ashton's Landing, who because of the Earthrise thing, pilots stuff have been going down pretty easily and stuff. But upon landing, actually managed to crack the floor, and they all fall in, as I recall. And now that they're in the chamber, they notice that there is no other exits or other tunnels lead from this place and stuff. The only way out is the way they came in. And F.C.G casts tongues so they can understand these creatures. There's these tiny ink creatures are not who are kind of being described as tiny, like multiple Jack Skellington light esque things, but with wings. They communicate with them as like, but apparently these creatures have no cause of time stuff. They've just been here all the. I We'll get to their lives a little bit. They see a rock shoot out from the magma, lands there, crack open, and another one of these creatures appear. Newly born, apparently. This lava pool gives birth to them. And as they watch and talking, one of the creatures just seems to lose his life, go cold, and crumble into dust. Others don't even, and the others don't even notice. Uh, and they continue talking to the creatures. And
Going in or is there another way?
I don't know. I don't think we've just always been here. The elder might know.
Who's the elder?
they
Before
all
you
point
go get,
over.
before you go get the elder. Who's the elder?
They point over in the direction of the one that just crumpled, and they go, "You're the new elder." And they point to one of the three that's next to them. And goes,
I'm the new elder.
Oh wow.
and all the other ones go like,
All right. All right.
Yes.
they're clearly used to it. And they kind of deduce that these creatures don't have very long lifespans. They try to ask about like stuff, and then one of them mentions the shard. Mentions the shard of Rau'shan, and that gets all the creatures interested. And they state that Rau'shan is the creator. They feel like they think that these creatures might live might live because of it, and they're not sure and they're a little worried what's going to happen to these creatures if they try taking the shard. I mean, not the spark. They keep referring to a shard. No, it's the shard, come on, and the spark of Rau'shan. What happens is they take the spark. Oh, and because I was working on today's subclass, which is a druid class, I did check out the druid levels, and I found out that it, assuming when they level up, she took another level of druid, she'd be at 10 levels of druid now. Fern would now have a new feature called cauterizing flame, which causes this little spring of flame to rise from the dead bodies and stuff, and when a creature and I'm thinking she may actually take a level rogue, or she either took a level rogue or didn't know, because whenever a creature dies around her in some range, a little flame pops up, and when a creature passes by, she uses her action to either heal or damage the passing by creature. Maybe she just didn't. I got a feeling she just didn't realize her new powers. Uh, Travis and Ashley are not seem to be in a hurry to improve their rogue skills. They talk about like if any others have been there, and they said that while the current not here, the current elder said the past hour has mentioned people coming here to try to take, so and have angered the spark. There's boom and stuff that they all shh. And Ashton is thinking of just diving into this pool of magma. to get this to get the spark. And as they're talking, the new elder crumbles. Never explain who the next elder is. That matters at this point. And Ashen, who by the way has the fly spell on right now, just used fly to dive right in to take a diving approach. I think feet first. And notice as he goes in, the magma seems to calm. It seems like it's expecting him, and he's in. Thanks to like one of the seizures, I think it was like a ring he has. Sort of, what is it that reduces flame damage? The 34 points of damage he takes is reduced to 7 or something. And as he runs, he finds this. He feels this jagged object in a stone in the lava, and he tries to pick it up, but it's barely budging. They outside all they can hear is while he's still taking murder, and he's just screaming, cursing up, and that's all they can hear. This and Fern cast flame shield, a flame shield, and so specifically the old shield part of it, because there's a heat shield and a shield, and dives in after him. And she helps, and with their combined efforts, they manage to dislodge it, and they immediately fly out of this pool magnet coming out. Fly out person. Ash's body is described as slightly glowing and being orange now from as a result of magma, and them coming out of it, like with the flame armor and stuff, and lava, they kind of do have a image of like an emperor and empress, as they say. And all the creatures immediately just. So that's what they. So they composed mode, and though they accidentally committed genocide. Yay! Uh, while they're all the llamas, they're still holding this thing, and it's still giving off a lot of heat. They're taking damage each turn. Trying to, and while they're just while holding, trying to discuss what they're doing. And they're kind of mentioning like how maybe Ashen shouldn't be the one to try to absorb this. And stuff. Fern is more into defiant stuff. Like they've already been warned that him absorbing could lead to him being destroyed. Well, Fern is more fire attuned stuff, and they just they decide to let's check me for health.
Five.
Yeah, no idea.
Chet, don't you have an ability to like look at things and know things about them?
Yeah. I'm not touching that fucking thing.
You have
Look
to touch
at it. Yeah, I gotta touch it. I'm tactile, baby. I can get my hands
Just
on
one
it.
little,
It's
Ashley
not
was
terrible.
holding on to it. You could probably just touch it for a
I thought you'd
second.
be tough enough to handle it.
It was sitting in lava. I
I'm
get
gonna
a
float
senior
it right in front of
citizen
Chet's face.
discount.
It's fine,
Are you
Chet. Look,
scared?
look.
Yes!
You
Just
don't
touch
be a
it for
baby.
a
It was
second.
birthing little fire mosquito.
Push
Ah!
it into his hands.
You're lucky. You take 2 points of fire damage. Now make a history check for me.
Do better than me. Do better than me.
Anyway, through group psychology, you can see like history of this, like of a light, like fighting against those who once allied, and just, like seeking out, only see a light of freedom, only for a new light to emerge. That's of which breaks it apart and stuff, destroying part around it. And it says basically he through group psychology, he witnesses the death of Rau'shan on the Flame Emperor and the destruction of the city of Avalier at the start of Calamity. As I said, they think it's maybe for Ashen to get, but not for Ashen to keep. And no one brings up the fact that the tree specifically said it was his to bestow, not to be it's not for him to be bestowed with, but for him to bestow. No one bringing that wording up. Anyway, they do think Vern, and I was saying this last episode, it's probably going to end up being Fern who gets it. And then they have a more Arcana check to see how, because they're trying to figure out how to do that. Like, they don't even know where the shard of Kamort is in Ash's body. They know it's not that crystal thing on top, because that's like more like a molten thing, like a scar from taking damage during the when he and the Nobis were heisting from Gianna Hexen from Hexen, and after that they figure out that they do know of a method for distilling stuff, and they remember they remember the harness Oda. Then there's on the exact opposite side of the pool of magma, a flash of light. There are 5 figures standing there. 2 of them are easily identifiable by their robes as members of the Ruby Vanguard. There's 2 others are there are 2 Riorans there. One's like a skin one sort of similar to the one Imogen summoned in front of Keyleth, like robe and stuff. The other is this lot larger, bigger one, round ones, very big. And they identified this one as a Valoran Juggernaut later on. And the final figure, in the middle, leading them, a familiar silver, like slightly elderly, more older, similar elven figure, Ludinus. Freaking Ludinus. And that's when they enter break. No trailers, big trailers and stuff, like cinematic trailers and stuff this time. First thing up is the Ukatoa mini. Then the ad for Queen by Midnight games. They go to quickly do a merch alert, include one for like the 3 new games, Last Gasps, Caper Cards, and Queen by Midnight. All these related to this. There's the Innovision Demon shirt. The first wave of the Hell's Bells plushies. Oh yeah, they also had an ad for Hell's Bells plushies at the beginning. I forgot about that. The new book Mighty Nine Origins, which combines the origin story, shows the origin of like 3 or 4 of them. Like I forget what I know. Yasha's one of them. They have the Critical Role retro hoodie and jogger. They have the Is It Thursday Night shirt, like the white and green fonts. Hopefully, the fact I'm helping read that will avoid any copyright strikes. They have the tankard wraps. I forget exactly what they say, but you can always just watch the video and go to the break to find out. They have the Law and the dress shirt. Then they have a little trailer for their then upcoming live show, which I'll soon be able to catch up on. Mighty Nine Reunion, Echoes of the Solstice, and including to be shown at the London Comic Con. With next being further ads for their appearances at the London and various other Comic Cons. And for Candela Obscura, Circle of Neo Flat, a trailer for Candela Obscura, the Circle of Needle and Thread, and Flesh and Blood, the Flesh and Blood chapter, as well as Candela Obscura's soundtrack. And for Next Shadow Mist. And then they had their ads for their own Twitch channel subscriptions. Where it's the one where I think Sam and Ashley, or is it Liam and Ashley and one of the other guys playing with them, only for Matt to come in and say, "Don't touch those. Those are very and we need them," and then kind of begin ignoring him. And then as they go on, and as stated by Laura, Imogen immediately cast telekinesis on the magma to push it up against them. And that, most of them take good damage. Ludisaur just shrugs it off, like he makes a save, and then combat initiates. We have here Lunas in the middle of the two vanguards, and then to the side and behind the Relorans. We have Balzar. We have the sweeping shot of Balzar, and on the other side of the pool, Ludinus's forces prepares. And then this final shot. And here, just to so you get the general layout, is the overview, which we'll see for the rest of the fight. Ashton immediately enters a rage. Imogen used like her telekinetic abilities to pull one of the Rollins straight into the lava, creating 55 points of Orm's attacks it, melee attacks and stuff, and after these two moves, like it took like 55 points of damage from being almost completely submerged. And with the last hits from Orm, it is destroyed. There goes the thin one. Luminous on his said, you don't notice this. And then he notices the staff and recognizes it. And that's when they remember, oh yeah, this is his staff. It was originally his staff. So he's now aware that they've been to Melasmere. And probably can refer other information about it if he remembers where he put it. And for his action, he uses his own telekinesis to lift her there and hang her above the pool of lava, the center of the pool of lava, seemingly as a hostage. Chetney, while it's behind her back, Chetney manages to put the spark into the bag of holding, taking on some damage, but anyway. Then turns invisible. Fern tries to use the wall of stone to trap Ludinus in a stone prison. And they had and this leads to something interesting, or and by that I mean funny.
Yeah.
The pieces
That's
won't
what
look
I
like
was
it, but what it
thinking.
really
It's
is.
kinda
Make a little
like
freezer.
Well,
Oh, yeah, you're dead. No take backs.
Oh, if we went by that rules, you guys would have been dead a long time.
Every time we break up stands.
Ah!
So you
Anyway, yeah, fair is fair. and and I think I believe Lauda cast blight on the Reloran Juggernaut. One of the Ruby Vanguard guard troops there was just has his weapon side kind of holding out his hand. Um, Ashton goes and hits the Juggernaut one using a charisma to push it 5 feet to the left. It's like on the edge of the magma pool. Imogen casts Seething Storm like once on the Vanguard and tries to, and I think part on Lunas partially. In this effect of blanking him, and telekinesis requires like sight. However, as Matt points out, that's like for casting it, like seeing you have to see where you're casting it. For maintaining it, you already have the connection, so it fails in freeing in in um Fern. Kind of real relief because she's still over a freaking thing of magma. She might still have her flames shield up. Sure. Then immediately cast Blade Ward, which makes her resistant to piercing, slashing, and bludgeoning damage. Ashen welcomes her to the Barbarian Club. Then, 3.
Slip over to here. I immediately smell the scent of cypress trees and Bengay and know that Chetney is close. I fucking. I launch.
Nice little shot. Orm does manages to use that does a pushing attack to knock the creature 10 feet into the lava. Cool. It's now like half submerged in there. Uses a second attack to do another pushing attack. In, but this time to try to push it 10 feet down into, like, below the surface or like that. But it resists. He then proceeds to do an action charge and tries 2 more times, but it keeps making it save. However, he does manage to do some feature, I forget. One more attack, and while he's not sure if it would resist or not, the actual damage from all that accumulates up, and he gets the how do you want to do this? Like, that was intense. Apparently, the only reason he could do it so many times is because early campaign, he took the feat fighting initiative, so he gets extra maneuvers and uses. Mm-hmm. And they gather about how well Luz is doing, and based on his supposed that he may actually have the magic adept feat. And then then all of a sudden he pulls from in front of him, so she's right in front of him. And then they gotta figure out what they want to do next.
That's so fucking nuts. Vax 2.0. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50.
I'll just use 45. 45 is all I want.
It's right there. All right.
And I think that puts me within 30 feet of him.
About there would be 30.
Okay. Fuck it. We're taking chances.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use. Oh, I can't! That's a bonus action too! Fuck! F.C.G, Fern, Laudna. God, he's a full turn away. But he's before me. Shit! Can I retcon and I'll just I'll just go stand near F.C.G and I'll hold the
action.
I'll hold my attack if somebody comes within melee range.
Okay.
And actually, I'll just move to the exterior 10 feet of F.C.G, just towards that direction.
There you go. Okay. Fuck. Hold your action. F.C.G, you're up with Fern on deck.
Anyone need healing? There's nothing I can do.
He took 10 points of lightning.
I'll never say no, but other than that, I know we're. Or
I mean, I can try to hit this dude over.
Anyway, he tries to go up, gets a little closer, so he's he moves 10 feet closer to Luna, so Luna is now in range of spiritual weapon that he casts as a bonus action. And since he notices it seems to be still a hostage restraint, his spiritual weapon takes the form of a pepper box pointed right at Luna's head. Fires and takes this. But unfortunately,
Damn it.
Hey, man, it was worth a shot.
So that's your bonus action, right? Or is it action to cast? Is it a bonus action to cast or action to cast?
Oh no, it's my bonus action.
Yeah.
I didn't want to use my bonus action. I wanted to use my action.
That's what I did on my turn!
I did the same thing as you! God damn it!
I didn't use it, I couldn't get close enough to do it anyways. It's worthless. I was
wanted
5
to use my
feet
bonus
short.
action so that I could save. I mean, I wanted to use my action so I could keep my bonus action to give her a d6. And as a bonus action, you can impart a fuck.
We got us fucked up, man! You got us fucked up!
We're in our head.
I know. I love it. Is that your turn? You have an action still?
I have an action, which I
and he uses it to cast Sacred Flame. So while still on her turn, actually maybe it was Fern who cast the blade. I forget. Or was it? I forget. Anyway, while she's kind of slightly holds it in place, she could still use her spells and cast Wall of Fire to try to deter Lunas. And they've been wondering something in stuff like this, like, well, this is certainly having certain vibes to when they first fought Odahan, like, though even more so because they already know how strong this person is. Like, they weren't like just so no, they already know that this is like one is potentially that Ludus is potentially the BBEG, and then wondering if they really pull out like maybe it's not actually him and stuff. Or at least they're hoping, because if not, they might be in trouble. Their only level just got to level 11, and he's freaking level 20 and brought back. Though the backup's not really helping that much. A level like he's like potentially could be he's like potentially a level 20 caster. We're not sure what's going on, but he's potentially level 20 and which could still wreck apart even one as large as theirs. And Fern tries to talk her way out. Like, okay, you said you want to talk. Like, no, when you started killing my ally, as when I got here, the time comes, and there'll be time to talk. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. But he says he's kind of from what it sounds like. He says there'll be time to talk later, and basically it kind of sounds like he's going to try to teleport away with Fern. Anyway, for now, no. Lana manifests her Hound of Ill Omens and sends it after Ludinus. It has back. It does manage to tackle him to the ground and stuff there. Since it has advantage because he brought Fern close. Though she found out because Pact Tactics doesn't give any allies give the allies who are giving you advantage as well. Oh well, but still, no, it's not like my hoplite who has troop tactics. So I had to do the reference. And then she casts as a phantasmal force to try to uh, to try to make it seem as if the ground below cracks and lava boils up between them to try to give the space between between Fern and Lunas. But it's a intelligence save, and he's got like and his intelligence score is probably 20 minimum. In all likelihood, he has probably an intelligence score above 20. One of the remaining, one of the two, the Vanguard. I think at this point one of them has already been killed. One of the Vanguard goes up and attacks the woman, and our little doggy goes down, much to their chagrin. And they look like it's cute, but cute. I will remind that this is like maybe not a hellhound, but this is not like a friendly pup. It's just not hostile. Imogen then goes in with casts a lightning bolt out at she sends it at both the Vanguard troop and Ludinus, knocking them both to the ground. Ground with the soldier dying from it. And Ludinus drops concentration on the spell. And he says, "All right," and Ludinus, well, first we have a little probably.
Release you.
You have to get it, but he's gonna have a turn after Orim.
Is he still down?
He's
still down.
He's
Just needs
prone.
half his movement.
He's prone. I know. But
Does that finish your turn?
For my bonus action, I'm gonna telekinetic pull her 5 feet away from him.
What's the range on that?
I don't know.
Whatever it needs to be. You know.
It's 30 feet. It doesn't
Yeah, it's not
work.
gonna
You
do
can't really
that.
go
Sorry.
Well, to be honest, this is they're potentially fighting the BBEG right now. And not before they were supposed to. And what he said, all right, and moves past. He moves past Fern. She gets an attack opportunity on him. I forget if it hits or not. And raises his arm, and the air starts to shimmer stuff. He's preparing to cast.
It's a 60-foot range.
yeah.
You are within 60 feet.
Okay. As it turns, Lana attempts to counterspell.
Go ahead and roll to see if you counter it. This is a 9th level spell.
I get.
So you need to beat a 19.
I need to be a 19.
Yes.
My
Don't you have a
spellcasting.
D6? Don't you have a D6 from
No.
Give
I
her
didn't give
the
it to
fucking
me.
D6 because
Yeah,
of bonus actions.
My spellcasting modifier is 5,
Right. So roll a d20.
14?
so I have to roll a 14.
You have to roll a 14 or higher.
Okay,
That's
okay,
plenty
okay,
of outs.
okay.
That's plenty of outs.
I have a 25% chance of hitting this. Yeah. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Oh, everybody.
I must overcome the man.
You'll dream about this forever.
Take a fucking picture of that. Oh my god. Take a picture of that fucking shit right there. I can't believe.
The magic works!
Okay. I got it.
Oh my god!
Yes! Yes, you dead woman! Yes!
That's right. Doubt me.
Each of you feel this strange, alien, arcane hand begin to reach into your mind, your memories, your fears, and then suddenly, it's gone. And you see Ludinus go. He's going to counterspell you to try and continue the spell to see if he can do that.
Didn't he already use his reaction?
It's a new turn.
It doesn't
thought
recharge
it
at
goes
the
at the
end of his
end.
turn?
Huh? At the top of your turn, you get your reactions
your
back.
turn.
What's it?
What? And it's a 3rd level,
Yeah.
so it has to be a 13.
You rolled a 6.
It's a 12.
Take a picture. Take a picture of it.
God damn it. Okay.
legendary moment. This is gonna be one of those legendary moments of Critical Role. Hey, after this, they said, very well. And this Ludus appears to walk straight in the lava and break into snow, which lands and immediately evaporates. This was not Ludus. It was a simulacrum. With that, with the last card already been taken out, combat ends. They loot the Vanguard's corpses, getting their robes and stuff. They find this big tower shield, a very pristine longsword, and 325 pieces of gold. Also, they notice slowing on the lava, still not seeming to burn. The Ludinus's simulacrum's robe. The fact that it's not burning indicates it's probably magic of some sort. They don't have time to prove. There's a quick.
Could we say a little prayer for all the falling Doom Palumpas?
Yes, and it should start with a fucking teleport spell.
Oh, yeah.
It's what they would have wanted.
Yeah. All right. Doompa Loompa Doompity Doo.
The Elder States,
I want to
let's
get
go.
away from you. Gather round. I guess we'll teleport out of here.
Yeah.
Fuck out of this.
Anyway, they do acknowledge that according to Lewis' thing, he did get something out of this, which was knowledge, and they knew it's knowledge. They already know that when they discovered they were this just after the scrying thing, it's clear that he's the one who was scrying them before. So it means he's been actively tracking them. Meaning whatever they do, they now have a time limit for what they're for the next step. He's now interested enough to keep saying things after them, so they are being hunted. He knows that and they go over what he might know. He knows they have the shard. He knows how to rob. They know he knows he has his staff of Dark Aussie, and he knows that. And since probably knows where he left it and stuff, he probably figures might figure out they have the harness. And since he knows they have the spark, he thinks that maybe he'll probably be able to figure out that they'll be trying to use it, and maybe trying to repair it. He's got higher intelligence. Then I try to risk a teleport spell, despite that teleport being real wonky, and they're in an area where everything's already seems wonky because of the past. So, but they risk it. So they decide they gotta go and get the harness fixed as soon as possible, and they need to go. And they remember they sent him to Whitestone to deal with meet with another magical tinkerer. So they teleport out. That says that they'll be rolling to see where they end up next episode, and that's where it ends. And with that, all that's left of this review is my homebrew of the video, Circle of Evolution Druid. Be warned, the link in the description. I can't put a link in the description yet because it's not published fully. On this, there's some feature that needs to be fixed up before I can do this. I checked to see what I did last time it did, which was like I think with the Weave Bender Monk. What I did was able to fix it, allow it to be published. I even went back and did the same thing with the Witch Hunter Ranger, and that is now finally fully published. But that same thing did not work here, so I gotta figure out how. So I suggest you, as I go along, you pause. It won't have the exact description, only the details of the functionality of the class, not like the excerpts or something. Anyway, the only constant is change. The very balance of the world and of nature itself is maintained by change triggering changes. As attuned to nature as you are, Or you not only acknowledge this, you embrace it, you embody it. Starting at second level, you get two features. First, expanded spell list. Like, uh, for druids though, I didn't know this before. The expanded level only goes up to level 5. Starting at level 2, they get their first level spells. Same rules apply as any other expanded spell list. Um, you get this for your first level spells, Mage Armor and Shield. Well, this is kind of like more potentially more defensive orientated class. It's designed to just like stick in there. Something. Uh, uh, when you reach your third level druid, you get second level spells, including Aid and Alter Self. Uh, and you gain third level spells at fifth level. Oh, and gain the spells Elemental Weapon and Haste. At level 7, you obtain the fourth level spells Death Ward and Stone Skin. Well, and finally at ninth level, you get your fifth level spells Far Step and Skill Empowerment. Then for the other second initial feature at level 2 of the subclass, excuse me if my scissors run on. At level 2, as a reaction to taking damage, you can grant yourself resistance to the type of damage you just took. This resistance is for any future damage you take. It does not apply to the damage you just took that triggered this. And it's supposed to say damage there, but it says distance. Sorry, I'll bet you come back and fix. And it lasts until the start of your next turn. Though while you have it, you can extend that time limit for 2 more rounds. Extend the limit by expending spell slots to do so. This will extend the resistance a further 2 rounds per level of the spell slot expended. You can only use this feature. You can use this feature to be resistant to one type of damage at a time. And if you use this feature again to gain resistance to a different type, you'll lose your current resistance you gain from this feature. And you can use this feature a number of times, like to gain different resistances a number of times equal to your PB plus your. Okay, I really need to re-edit this particular one. It's supposed to be wisdom because it's a druid, but it's accidentally put charisma. The last caster I did was a warlock, so. And you gain all expended uses after a long rest. Then at 6th level, you gain the feature Evolve Casting. Whenever you cast a spell that has no listed, does not list any bonus to upcasting, so long as that spell can either cause you do an attack roll or forces the target of the spell to do a save targets to do a saving roll. You can use a higher levels than what is required, and for every level above the required level, you gain a plus 1. This is for every level above to the attack roll or the spell DC. At level 10, you gain adapting to tribulation. whenever you fail a saving throw, you automatically increase the ability score of the save that you just failed by 1, and this will last. And it'll last you for 1 minute. And just so you know, it stacks. So if you get another save, if you get hit by to do it for another save throw at a time of the same type, it increases that thing a further one, and each one is individually lasts a minute. And you can have increase more than one to do multiple ability scores depending on for different saves. Then finally, at level 14, you got Survival Instincts. When your health is reduced to, when your HP is reduced to a fifth of your total HP or lower, but you're still conscious. But you're above 0 hit points. You gain immunity to any future damage done using that damage type. To the damage type that brought you down to this state. The immunity lasts until you're healed over to the threshold of a fifth activated, or dropped to 0 hit points, or the combat ends. You can't use this feature to be immune to multiple types of damage. And you can have to choose one. If the initial damage that triggers this has more than one type, you must choose one of those types. And with that, okay, remember to pause and write this down if you need to, because it's not yet available. And with that, I thank you for joining me. This is Free Night Dementia, and wish thee good fortune on the quest of life.